Okay, we are ready to rock. So good morning, Team Infinity. Super excited to be online with you all on this Easter long weekend. So I really want to just thank and acknowledge all of you. I really appreciate you for jumping online, even though it's a long weekend. I had lots of people message me saying that they were away for the weekend. And Susie and your team, we have some people dream tripping over in Rio. And I have to say, it makes my heart sing when I, look on Facebook and I see that our team are off on adventures all over the world. It's super, super, super cool. So we've got a few things that I wanted to run through on today's call. And these are, I guess, direct response in relation to questions that have come through. But before we do, I want to give a massive, massive, massive shout out to one particular lady who is online with us this morning. So this lady is a relatively new member on our team, and she has just been so coachable. She's got out of her comfort zone. She's been in action. And this week, oh my gosh, like she has just gone to another level. And I share this because sometimes it can feel frustrating in this business. You know, you're showing up, you're taking action, and you just feel like you're getting nowhere. And I promise you, the action that you take today, you are going to reap the rewards or the benefits. It's a bit like, you've heard the sowing the seeds. We just keep on sowing the seeds. Some get eaten by the birds. The weather gets some, some falls on hard or tough soil, but we just keep on sowing the seeds and eventually our harvest will come. And this week, this particular lady has been sowing those seeds, even though she cannot even see a harvest in sight, but she keeps sowing the seeds and having that faith. And one of the key factors to being successful in this business is taking the next step, even when you can't see the finish line, taking the next step and having faith, even when you don't even know what's going to happen. And that particular person that I want to really acknowledge and give a shout out to this week is the one and only Kylie Gepp. So Kyle, I am so freaking proud of you, sister. Like, honestly, this week, Kylie, she did an amazing live. So if you didn't see Kylie's first live, totally smashed it out of the park. And then Kylie also showed up on Tuesday night. We did our Travel Tuesday Power Hour. And if you didn't catch the replay, basically what we did, we all got online on our app and we picked our dream trip, and we set a date, and we started putting it all together, and then we turned it into a curiosity post and a message that we then sent out to people. And at the beginning of that call, and even in the last few weeks, knowing Kylie, in her mind there was no way that she was going to have a holiday this year. And then just through showing up and taking action and having faith and, continually being coachable and taking that next step, Kylie's now third income, planning this trip for her and her hubby, the first holiday ever, to Canada. And it's real. And it's just so awesome, Coles. It's like you have just come to life. And I'm just so, so, so proud of you. So I wanted to give you a massive shout out to kick off the call. And Coles, I know I haven't actually warned you or anything, but would you like to share your perspective? Would love you to, unless you're naked, would love you to pop on camera and share from your perspective, how you felt this week going through that process. Yay!
Am I there?
Hey,
I haven't even brushed my hair.
Hey, that's why I'm wearing a hat.
So you can see me, you hear me?
Yep, we got you loud and clear, sister.
Yeah, thank you for that, Kyles. I really appreciate that. I'm in shock still. absolutely in shock. Like when we did that little exercise, just going through it, I got so excited at the, looking at the pictures, and because I've always wanted to go over there. So I got like the call finished and everything, and I went in and I said to Dave, I reckon we could do this. We don't need a lot of, like, we don't even have savings, honestly. We live week to week. And I just said to him, I reckon we could do it. So we started talking about it. We haven't stopped talking about it ever since. Like, poor Dave, I think I'm driving him crazy. Bam, 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 bam.
Oh, that's so awesome, Coles. And so what difference has that made to you, to your relationship, to your life? Like, how have you felt this week because of that?
Just that anything's possible, really. I mean, because I keep saying to Dave, there is no way we would be doing this without this club. There is no way. It just gave me that little bit of inspiration, well, heaps of inspiration. But it's something that I think I always would have said I'd love to, but I would have always had the mindset of that just doesn't happen to people like us. And just the planning around it with animals and Nishi and everything. But everyone has to plan heaps when they go away. Everybody's got something. So I was just letting all those little things control me and hold me back. But yeah, there's definitely no way that we would be going on an overseas holiday this year if I hadn't have joined this club. So yeah, it's surreal. I just can't believe it. So, yeah.
And can you just hear the excitement and the energy in Kylie's voice? Like you can't fake that, right? Like that is.
I just got out of bed.
Look, Kylie, thank you so much for sharing, and I do really acknowledge you. You've
Thanks.
had so many challenges that most people would have just like, that's it, I'm out. Like it's too hard, I'm giving up. Kylie's had some real challenges with Facebook and learning
against me. It's still against me. I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll flag on through.
I always say, that the harder your path, the higher your calling. So all of those challenges are just strengthening you. All those struggles are sent as a test to, number one, see if you're serious, to number two, strengthen you so that you have that tenacity and resilience to keep on going. And it's funny, I've seen people come into this business and they get such a fast start. Like they are just often racing and you kind of go, oh my gosh, like, they're going so much faster than I am. But it's not how fast you start. It's not how fast you go in the middle. It's getting to the end. And the end is whatever your dream or goal is. And if that's one overseas holiday, awesome. If that's having enough money to buy a new handbag, awesome. If that's, earning a couple $100 a month, awesome. Or if that's the complete other extreme, like me, of being a multiple 7-figure earner and a knighted trainer and, doing this in a big way, that's awesome too. And I think I love that about this business is that, no matter what your dreams and goals are, this business can help you achieve your goals. And Kyle's, just seeing you so excited and seeing you light up, it's just like, we've ignited that little spark inside of you and you are shining, girlfriend. So yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
You are most welcome, hun. So I want to also transition now and I want to actually be really open and honest with each of you as I always am, right? But I'm going to give you a little bit more of the inside of the Kylie Cordy for this week. So as you know, I choose to show up as someone who's really happy and positive and, I've got my shit together because that's what leaders do. However, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what level of leadership you are. Everybody has their down days. Everybody has those doubts and those limiting beliefs and, the fears and all of those kind of things. And normally 99% of the time I'm like all good, 100% amazing, strong, kick-ass Kylie. But sometimes we have our down days. And this week I've actually had a couple of days of being quite sick with hay fever. And, when I get down, that's normally when my mind starts playing those crazy Jedi mind tricks and the monster takes over my thoughts. And I have had doubts this week. Now, I haven't had doubts about World Ventures. I haven't had doubts about anything like that because I've 1000% belief there, but I've had doubts in myself. And, you know, I've questioned my ability to be able to do this business. And all it was were thoughts, guys. And I'm sharing this openly and honestly with you because I know every single one of you will have had those thoughts as well. And here's the thing, we can feed the fear or we can feed the faith. And you can't be in two places. You can only be in fear or faith or love, whichever way you want to put it. You can't be in both. So when those negative thoughts, you know, when that monster takes over the thoughts in our head, how do we switch that around? And sometimes it can be quite challenging, you know, to get ourselves back on track and to refocus, especially when you're feeling really low. So I wanted to share what I did this week and just to give you, I guess, a few strategies so that next time you're feeling down, that you might be able to take those steps to be able to turn around as well. So it sounds really easy to say switch your focus. You can either focus on the problem or you can focus on the solution. You can focus on where you are now, that is the situation that you're not happy about, or you can focus on your dreams and goals and where you want to be. And when we get those doubts and limiting self-beliefs, it's so easy to focus on everything that's not working. It's so easy to focus on everything that you don't want in your life, you know, all the things that you don't have. But when you focus on lack, you attract more of that. So the first thing is to just be conscious, and to be conscious to what are my thoughts? What am I thinking? What are the stories that I'm saying in my head? So as an exercise, I want you, and if you don't have a note, paper and pen, like grab your phone or something, I want you to just have a think about what are all of the negative, disempowering thoughts or stories that you think about on a daily basis. So what are the things that you use as your excuses? So Kylie, for an example, would be well within her rights to have a couple of really good excuses. She could say, oh, well, I can't get this, Facebook group thing to work. And I can't work out the getting people into three-way chats. And, I've got a son with a disability. Like, she could have all of these really valid excuses, which are real. But by focusing on those and feeding those, that's going to keep her where she is. Versus switching her focus, and that was the whole design of our power hour on Tuesday night, was to switch our focus, and it was to get you excited about something. And remember, we joined a travel club, so it would be pretty cool, right, to be excited about travel and a holiday to somewhere. So if you weren't on our power hour, watch the recording, or at least just go into the app and choose a dream trip, even if you physically can't afford to book it today. But you need to have something to look forward to. And what that's going to do is that's going to switch your emotions and mindset into possibility thinking. Because when we're focused on the problem or the lack or what we don't want, our brain feeds that. So you're going to have more negative thoughts. It's like that downward spiral. You're going to have more excuses. You're going to want to blame people. And when you blame, you remain. So if you want to win the game, never blame, never complain. Otherwise, when you blame or complain, you stay where you are. So that was the first thing, is just being conscious of what are those limiting beliefs, those excuses. What are you using as your blame game for not being where you want to be? So the next thing I want to talk about is something that is such a curse in this business, and it's the 3 C's. So the first one is comparitis. Now, it's so easy when you're in this business and things aren't going your way to start comparing yourself to other people. For those of you who were who saw that incredible, inspiring speech, the IMD recognition speech of our Queen, Lou Hardy, on stage at United. Now, I've watched that about 10 times now, and every time I watch it, I bawl my eyes out. And I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm so happy for Lou. And I'm also so happy because she's a mum with children on stage, which shows us that it's totally possible that we can have that too. Now, there was one other, remember I said I was down this week, there was one other little thing where I got caught up in comparitis of, well, Lou's there and I'm not. And I started making myself wrong. I started, and this is the second C, I started criticizing myself. So who else has done that? Like, let's be honest, and it's ironic that we're all women on this call because us women are the worst critics of ourselves. So you can't criticize yourself. So anytime, and I did it this week, so anytime those negative thoughts go in your head and you start criticizing yourself, you want to, number one, stop it and like realize it that you're doing it. But then the next thing that you want to do is start really visualizing all of the amazing qualities about you. Now, you might want to do that as a journal exercise. Write down all of the great things that you do, all of the great things that people acknowledge or thank you for, and just start really filling your own cup. Now, another thing that I do is I do an hour of personal development every single day. And another thing I do is I go for a walk. I need to get out into nature. And as you've all seen by my photos, across the road I have the beach, so I'm very blessed. But I need to get by the ocean. I need to see the dolphins and the whales and hear the roar of the ocean and feel the sand between my toes, because that fills my cup. It nurtures my soul so that I can be the best version of me. And it's interesting, when I was sick, I still did my personal development. Because I couldn't get out on my walk, that actually impacted my head so badly to the point that I did start falling into that self-criticism mode. So that's the next thing. So number one, no comparing, no comparitis, because that will kill you in this business. Number two, no criticism. So no, and that's, no one in this team would do this, I know. It's not only we don't criticize ourselves, but we don't participate in criticizing anyone else either. I'm sure we were all raised, if you have nothing nice to say, then you don't say anything at all, right? So it's making sure that you don't speak negatively of yourself, but you don't speak negatively of anyone else either. And the third thing is competition. So sometimes people want to compete with other people, and that can be healthy, but it can also be disempowering as well. So around competition, the only person that you should compete with is the person that you were yesterday. So every single day, how can I grow? How can I be better? What can I learn? What can I improve from what I did yesterday? So they're the 3 C's of what not to do. So then, okay, if we're knowing now what not to do, what do we need to do to be able to move forward? So my favorite 3 C's in this business, and I love the C's because I'm a crazy Cordy. So, you know, the C's are just, we're just going with the letter C today. So to be able to move forward with this business, what is the number one thing we've got to do? We've got to connect. We've got to connect with more people. So how can you connect with 5 new people today? Or if 5 sounds too much, how could you just connect with 1 new person every day? When I, oh goodness, we had our gym, so it would have been about 2006 maybe, and we were introduced to a network marketing product which used to sell juice. And like, we never did it as the business because I didn't even understand network marketing. I just liked the product, and it was a great product to be able to share with our members. So I definitely wouldn't say, I say this is my first network marketing business because it's the first one where I've, you know, gone to events and actually saw the vision. I kind of take that as like my little practice run because I had no idea, and it was just about the product for me. But anyway, I met a lady, and gosh, I can't even remember her name, but I just remember she was this incredibly vivacious woman with all of this energy. She was just like this shining star wherever she went. Like, she was just, this most positive ray of sunshine you could ever imagine. And I remember she came up to me and she asked me questions. And so she connected with me, right? All she did was ask questions, and she didn't say anything about herself. She just asked me questions. She showed an interest in me. So she connected with me. And basically what she then did, so the next step is she complimented me. So who can you connect with? Who can you compliment? And then the third step is contribution. So how can you contribute or add value or help another person? And the bonus C is show you care. So I think so many people in network marketing are just all about commission breath and, you know, wanting to make a sale versus how can we connect heart to heart with someone? Well, it doesn't have to be belly to belly because most of us build this business online. So how can you connect? How can you compliment? So find a way, and the best way to compliment someone is to ask questions, to connect and understand them, and then compliment them. Because most people are caught in that self-criticism mode. They're beating themselves up. So if you can then actually compliment them, then they're going to feel good, right? And people do business with people who they know, love and trust. So if you're someone who shows up as someone who adds value and brightens people's days, then of course you're someone who they're going to love and someone who they're going to want to do business with. Now, remember, it's all genuine. And I know that would go without saying, but I just want to, clarify. It has to come from a place of love. It's not, how can I compliment them so I can show them a presentation? That's not what this is about. So it's connecting, complimenting, and through that connection stage, you should be finding out, asking questions. What do they want? What are their dreams and goals? What are their pains, problems, challenges, and frustrations? And then when you come to the contribution part, we can then share World Ventures as a solution to whatever it is that they want, or to overcome, to be that bridge from where they are to where they want to be, to overcome all of those challenges and frustrations as well. And Coles, I'm going to segue in a moment into the three-way chat because I know that that's been a big challenge of yours. So we're going to cover that in just a moment.
Kylie, can I just add something onto that?
Sure.
Sorry. It's Ash. I'll put my video on.
Put your video on. Let's see your gorgeous face.
Yeah, it's not very gorgeous today thanks to hay fever. I just wanted to add those to those 4 C's you were just talking about.
Yeah.
In comparison to the 3 C's of not doing it beforehand. I think for me, I found it really important to do those to myself as well.
Yeah.
So compliment myself, make sure I'm kind of getting myself up and out, care about myself. And then I found it a lot easier to naturally do that with other people.
Oh, Ash, so perfect. And I'm so glad you added that. And you know what? We've got to connect with ourselves as well. Like, that's also really important. And for me, that's why I take myself and immerse myself into nature, because that's where I can connect with me. So it might be to connect with yourself that you need to meditate, or just have time offline. Like yesterday for Good Friday, I completely unplugged. And I have to do that for my own healing, especially when I've been sick. We can be attached to our devices. So I completely unplugged yesterday. I wasn't on Facebook, and it felt so good. And especially when, I guess, for us, our business is now on Facebook. So you've got to make sure that through that self-care, that you are giving yourself a break and that you are unplugging. So whether it be just to look after yourself, like, I feel amazing today. And I know this is going to sound so cliche, but just putting makeup on, like, and I'm not a big makeup wearer. That's why I would never be the face of a makeup company. But when you do your hair and makeup, I haven't done my hair. As you can see, I've got a hat on. But just by doing my makeup, putting that lippy on, it makes you feel good. So what do you need to do to make yourself feel confident, that self-care, to connect with your heart? And I think that's why most people are so miserable, is because they're not connecting with their heart. They're just caught up in that rat race in survival mode. And we've got to break through that. Like when we're sharing, so I'm just going to go back to Kylie's example for a moment. When Meg's reached out to Kylie, a month ago, Kylie couldn't see it was even possible for her to have a holiday this year. That would be like, if I won the lotto, I would have this holiday. Whereas now, thanks to this process, we've been able to break through that to actually connect with Kylie's heart and soul with what she truly wants. And through the personal development with this program, she can now see that's possible. And she's excited about the future. So when we're in that inviting stage, we've got to remember when we're connecting with people, we've got to get through all the crap. Like they're in survival mode, they're busy, they're probably not eating well, haven't had enough sleep. They're probably like I was before World Ventures, like completely disconnected with my husband, like just so many different things that we've got to realize other people are dealing with. And like, yes, we're dealing with them too, but we need to start appreciating others for what they might be going through. So how can we share the love? How can we make other people's days? And I love the hello strategy that we talked about, I don't know, might have been on the last call or one of the training sessions I've done, where like just send 10 people a day a quick hello message. Hey Megsy, how are you? Just wanted to say g'day and wish you a super smiley sensational day and to let you know you are amazing. Mwah. Like, how amazing would you feel receiving a message like that, right? And if you don't want to do an audio message, like that's okay. You could just do a text message or find a little GIF or something that you could send someone saying, hey, you're amazing. Or if you want to take it to another level, do a video. Do a little selfie video. Now, if you're really clever, you can say you could do 2 videos. One to women. Hey, beautiful lady, just wanted to send a little quick message to say you're amazing and I love you and have an amazing day. You could then send that to 10 women. And then you could do a guy one. Hey, legend, just wanted to say g'day. Hope you're having a rock star day, da-da-da-da-da. Right? And then you could send that off to 10 guys. So you don't have to, or if you want to be really special, you could do, hey, Sandy, how are you? I just wanted to send you a little message, da-da-da-da. So you actually personalize it to the person. It's up to you how you want to do it. Like, this is your business. You get to do this your way. And if you hate video, don't do video. If you hate audio, don't do audio. But figure out a way that you can make someone's day. And I'm kind of going a bit all over the place here, but it's okay. We'll just roll with it. Have you guys heard of the book or the philosophy called Fish Philosophy? So who's heard of Fish? So pop in the chat if you've heard of Fish Philosophy. And if you haven't, just put no, so I know. I can see Sandy and Megs are kind of like shaking their heads. So I'm guessing that they're both a no. So Ash, have you heard of it? Nope. Ash is going, nope, haven't heard. What the heck is this fish philosophy they're saying? She's lost the plot. Susie's shaking her head. All right, you all think I've gone nuts now, don't you? All right. So, my gosh, this is going right back. So, when I used to manage Fernwood clubs, so if you don't know what Fernwood is, here in Australia, they're ladies-only health and wellness centres. Ash has got the whole doing that. So my dream when I first met Paul was that I wanted to own a gym with Paulie so that we could work together, be together. But another big reason was I had struggled with my own weight. So I wanted to be able to lose weight. So I figured if I worked in or owned a gym, then I would be fit and healthy. Funny how that works, isn't it? So, and then 13 gyms later, we kind of went, but anyway, that's another story. So focus. So coming back to Fernwood. So I was at the Fernwood conference and I got to sit next to Lisa Curry-Kenny. How awesome, right? My gosh, she's an amazing lady, but that's another story. So anyway, at this conference, I just wanted you to visualize me sitting next to Lisa Curry-Kenny because she is such an incredible woman. So they announced this fish philosophy and they started handing out these books. So there's actually a book called, it's either called Fish or Fish Philosophy. And after this call, write down as your action item, to go to YouTube and Google fish philosophy. And they've got a really short video. And basically, fish philosophy is a 4-step process to bring fun to the workplace. Now, as you know, Paulie and I are the king and queen of fun. We love to have fun in everything we do. And that was our number one core value with our gyms, was fun. And ironically, then we come to World Ventures, and what's our number one core value? Fun. So fish philosophy. So you can imagine this fishmonger, like a fish market, right? And that doesn't seem like fun, right? Stinky fish, and you're in a busy market, and how could you turn that into fun? So the number one step in fish philosophy is to play. So to play, have fun. So relating that back to your World Ventures business, how could you have fun? You know, and like, for example, Tuesday night with our power hour was an example of having fun. So what they do is when someone orders a fish, I'm actually just looking it up while I'm talking to you, because I'm going to see if I can actually find it. Fish philosophy, because it would be really cool to actually watch it. Oh, hopefully there's a 2-minute video. So what I'm going to do, yep, I've got it. Pause, hang on. I'm going to play it for you guys, and then I'll go through the steps, because I just think it will be, it's such a visual thing. Oops, now I've lost my Zoom. Give me a moment. Here we go. Oh dear, share the screen. Okay, so this is only a 2-minute video. Okay, can you all see my screen? Sandy, I can see your beautiful face. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Thumbs up, beautiful. Okay, so let me press play.
Welcome to Seattle! At Pike Place Fish Market, you'll see lots of flying fish. But we saw more. Great customer service, teamwork, energy, and results. So how can you bring this kind of energy to your organization? The answers are in fish, the most watched training video in the world. The fish philosophy is a fresh, powerful training solution. It has 4 easy-to-use practices. They help you create an environment where people love to work.
I'm Fish Flying to Deborah. And so fish really lights people's hearts on fire. It helps them understand, hey, it's up to me. And then it shows them a very simple, predictable pathway.
We all need ways to get pumped up and remotivated and refocused on what it means to work together.
Second bags. Nearly every industry uses fish philosophy to deliver amazing customer service, improve teamwork and trust.
The more we incorporate the fish philosophy in what we do, the better job we do and the better our patients do.
It is absolutely transformed the climate of our school. Discipline problems have gone down dramatically.
Businesses that I see use fish invariably end up the first choice, not just for the customers that they serve, but for people who want to work there. You build great environments where people want to come to work, and where people say, that's the business that I want to do business with.
Contact us to learn how the fish philosophy will help you.
Alrighty, so let me just stop the sharing. Isn't that so cool? So that is fish philosophy. So there are 4 key steps in fish philosophy. So the first one is to play. So how can you make it fun? So you saw with them, they were throwing fish and, shouting out, and they had little mantras, and even in the full length training video, the different fish, they even have, so like if someone says they want, I'm trying to think of a fish now, if someone says they want a mackerel, like they have like a little, someone will go, mackerel. And then there's like this whole chant of all these people who do this funny little mackerel, you know, dance and chant. So it's so funny. And it's like infectious, the energy. So that's the first one, is to play, to make it fun, to turn what you're doing into a game. So the second one is to make their day. So if you think of, you know, most people in the world, they are caught in survival mode. You know, they are miserable. They might be in disconnected marriages. Maybe like Ash and I this week, they've suffered from hay fever and they're feeling sick, which, you know, brings you down. But if you watch a hey, this is one more thing, coming back to the steps, if you're feeling down, watch a comedy. Laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. Actually, second best medicine. First best medicine is a holiday. Second best medicine is to laugh. So watch a comedy, you know, and it doesn't even matter if you've seen it 50 times before. If it's something that will make you laugh, that's why they have laughter therapy. Like, it's actually a thing. If you laugh, you feel good. It's great for your health. So make their day. Because when people are having fun and you are delighting someone, it makes their day, and it's like, it's just that complete energy, right? So then the third step is to be there. So basically what that means is it's being completely present. So when you're with someone, how can you be 100% present with that person? But it's also about touching their heart. It's making that heart-to-heart connection with that person. And then the last thing is to choose your attitude. Oops. Oh, I've got a special guest. Hang on. It's perfect timing. I had reached out to someone really exciting to jump on our call today, and this particular person has just gotten back to me. So, and it's perfect timing actually. Let me just do this. That, okie dokie. Sweet. So fish philosophy. So the last one is to choose your attitude. You know, we can all have those down times. We can all feel frustrated, but how you show up is your choice. So like, for example, and Sandy, thank you so much as well to you for jumping on Tuesday night for our power hour. So for Susie and, for Kylie and Sandy, you would have seen I wasn't at my best on Tuesday night for power hour, right? I was so sick with hay fever, but I chose my attitude and I made sure that I still showed up. So how can you do that on a daily basis? So we have our amazing power couple, the incredible Mr and Mrs Catlow have just joined us. They are in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I think most of you know Michael and Katie, but just in case you don't, super quick intro. I met Michael, I was about 6 months into my World Ventures journey, and I was so grateful to be able to have dinner with Michael and a whole bunch of other people, but I was just totally looking at Michael, so excited, hearing his story. And at the time, he'd been on 65 trips in the last 3 years. And I was like, man, I want what you're having. He just had total freedom. He was a 6-figure earner. And he was a trainer with our company. And I was like, man, that would just be my dream life. And I grabbed onto Michael's coattails, and he's been my mentor ever since, but also just such an incredible, fun person to hang out and go on holidays with. He is a master in this business, and I would say one of the best trainers in our company. And now he's double as powerful and amazing because he has this incredible lady, Katie, by his side. So awesome to have you guys join the call. And Michael has joined us with Katie today because they have just been to United. And United is our massive global training. There's only one event a year. So we've asked these incredible rock stars to come and pour in some energy and to share some updates. So Michael and Katie, just so you guys know, we've covered a bunch of stuff today, a lot of mindset stuff. And we've also just talked about fish philosophy. So I don't know if you know fish philosophy, but anyway, over to you guys to share some amazing United updates.
Yeah, well, can you hear us okay?
We have got you loud and clear, superstar.
Awesome. Well, we just flew into Charlotte, North Carolina, which for those of you who aren't familiar is on the East Coast of the United States from Las Vegas early in the morning flying over. So sorry for our delay and hopping on. We're in a little rental car right now. So glad we could hop on for a couple quick minutes. Yeah, Kylie and everybody, man. So United, for those of you who are not familiar with what United is our international convention where we do that once a year where people from all over the world come together, and there was 41 countries represented there. And then we do all of our other trainings locally, you know, kind of in your region and around the world. And it's crazy powerful. So a couple specific updates. You know, we are the world's leading travel club. We're the world's leading travel network marketing company. I'm sure you've heard that over and over and over again. And to give you guys a little bit of insider information, it's not like it's sort of private insider information. So Katie and I are actually one of, it's either 5 or 6 rep positions. International Marketing Director Terry Camp, NMD Greg Boyko, NMD Brian and Sarah Brown. So there's five or six of us that are working directly with the president of Rovia and the entire Rovia leadership team to make sure that our travel side, our product that we get to offer people from the dream trips and the booking engine, is super rock solid. And the reason why we've been selected to be a part of that little group is we live full time, and we live full time on dream trips, on anytime escapes through our travel club. So, you know, some of the biggest updates are pricing has stayed the same, which is really good. So that $149 price mark that we have is a solid pricing model that World Ventures has. So they might still make some little tweaks in July based on the production that comes out over the next couple months. But for those of you who've just enrolled with us recently, if you enrolled at $149 or even at the $99 holiday promo, you got to remember Kylie and Paul paid what, $600 to be platinum members, you know?
Yep. $562 US, which at the time we joined was about $830 Aussie to become platinum and rep.
Yeah, so this $149 and pick your product is just absolutely an insane deal, an insane savings, and a really great. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me just adjust this a little bit. So there we go. Sorry, it was getting cold in here. So that's good. So no changes there. I'm sure, Kylie, did you talk about the $69 cruises that we've launched?
No, I haven't. We popped them in the team chat, but haven't if you want to share about those because they are amazing.
Yeah, so let's kind of backtrack 13 years ago when this company got started. So the way it got started was a little group of people like you guys and girls on this call. About 200 people booked 100 cabins on a cruise ship. Went down to the Bahamas, which is in the Caribbean, if you're not familiar. And because they booked 100 cabins on one boat, they all had a great time. They saved a bunch of money. They had a private host assigned to them. And then throughout the course of the first year, they did 15 of these like mega dream trips. And that was the only thing that was available. Sorry, the sun's coming out. I'm going to turn this way. And fast forward over the next 13 years, we've been obviously growing into different countries, growing into different markets, different age brackets, different types of trips that people want to do, adventure trips, family trips, wine and dine trips, sports trips. And so we've just relaunched our $69 cruise, and they've launched 3 of them out of California, but there's going to be multiple hot deals or sizzling savings like that. And we want to make sure everybody's got the most updated version of the Dream Trips app because they're going to be doing notifications that come right through the app. So long story short, 13 years of really practicing to get this right. 13 years of building relationships with vendors, 13 years of building global infrastructure, 13 years of setting up, just the best relationships and the comp plan and pricing models and just getting everything all set up to be here today on, what day is it for you guys? April 20th?
Yeah.
Okay. So for Saturday, April 20th for you guys, let me get back to the Zoom. Where you guys and girls are sitting right now, where we're sitting, right? 13 plus years in business, the #1 travel club in the world, the #1 network marketing company, travel network marketing company in the world, the fastest growing company in the world to our knowledge, with all this track record of success, and it's about to get even better and better and better and better, is a really, really good time. Kylie, and I assume you've been talking a bit about the subscription of the ATM model and all that, whether it's on this call or another call.
This is the first call we haven't, because we've talked about that on just about every other call. So we haven't. We've gone through some different stuff today.
Okay. So regardless of how you all are sharing this program, the key to this is just showing and showing and showing and showing. And from a business building standpoint, one of the tips that I will just re-emphasize that I'm sure each and every one of you have heard, if not once, you've heard it multiple times. And they're such cliche statements, but when they actually sink into your heart and they click in your brain and you realize that this is the model that we've chosen to participate in, it is so liberating. And those statements are: some will, some won't, so what, who's next? And the reason I share that is between Katie and I, we've invited 1,635 people to see a presentation in about 6 years for me and 2.5 years for her. So 1,600 people, and I promise you, out of those 1,600, every single one of them that we invited, we wanted them to say yes. We believed that it would be a benefit to them. We believed that they could check off their bucket list. We believed that they could, make extra money or make a lot of money or have a lot of influence. And out of those 1,635, Kylie, I'm going to share my screen just real quick.
Yeah, sure. I'm writing down your numbers.
All right. Let's go here. Hang on, can you see my screen?
Yep, gotcha.
Okay. Can you see this?
Yep, gotcha.
All right, so we've got to update it a little, just update the slide, so it's actually a little bit more than that now. But here's the game, right? 1,635 people we've invited to see a presentation, and like I said, every single one of them, we wanted them to say yes, otherwise we wouldn't have shown them. 762 have completely ignored us, meaning they didn't even reply to the text message, they didn't reply to a phone call, they didn't reply to a Facebook message, and it's just because it was not a good time for them, or it's just not they're just not the one. And so what I see in people building the business is when they invite somebody and somebody ignores them or blows them off, sometimes that frustrates the rep and they end up quitting. So I don't want you to do that. I just want you to see the process. So we've shown 673 people between the two of us. And out of those 673, 138 have said yes, and 535 have said no or not right now. Now, those 138 yeses have led to over 13,000 member credits as of a month and a half ago. So it's more than that number now. Paid us over $500,000 US, right? Almost $100,000 in free travel, and our team's earned over $3 million. So I'm going to zoom in on this for a second, because this is the magic right here, y'all. This is everything. Whether you're doing subscription to fun, whether you're doing travel parties, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You have to invite enough people. And then you have to show enough people. And remember, out of those that you show, some are going to say yes and some are going to say no. So even though we travel full time, even though we have this ridiculously cool life that we're doing, we still have 3 to 4 times the amount of people that we show this to tell us no or ignore us. So if you're ever getting frustrated and feeling like it's just not, like people aren't getting it or they're just not enrolling or whatever, just know it's not you, it's not the company, it's not the product, it's just they're not the right ones. So again, cliche statements. Some will, some won't, so what, who's next? Our goal is to believe everybody's going to say yes, show it to them because we want them to say yes. We want it to bless their life, and just do it over and over and over again until you find those few rock stars that are going to take off for you. So United updates are product is amazing, business is amazing. We're year over year, month over month, just getting bigger and better, bigger and better. The wave is already upon us. So some people are taking advantage of the wave and some people are going to get left behind. So that's just the way that it is.
And Michael, just on that wave, so can you just share, like, I'm so excited with where we are at right now, and they're calling it the legacy run. So, you know, there's one thing to be in the right place at the right time, but the key is knowing that you're in the right place at the right time. And, you know, Michael's talked about, you know, travel, largest industry in the world, #1 travel club, fastest growing network marketing company. Like, we are just have all of the odds stacked in our favor. But now with where we're at and where the company is going, I've got goosebumps. Do you just want to like give us a share of this legacy run and, you know, where you see this going in the next 12 to 18 months?
Yeah, so let me answer that in a couple different ways, all right? So first off, there's this industry that we're in called network marketing, and there's a lot of companies that are in this industry. So you've got some of the biggest companies in our industry like Amway, Herbalife, Mary Kay, right? Whether Avon, whether somebody likes the companies or doesn't like the companies, doesn't matter, right? They are having success with or without us. So this industry called network marketing is a viable business option. It is not for everybody by any means. It requires a certain type of personality. It requires a certain type of personal development. Let me rephrase that. It doesn't require a certain type of personality. It requires somebody with a desire to do it. But what this industry can provide is complete, utter freedom. And I say that because it doesn't matter any other industry in the world. Most of the time, it's still going to require a lot of time and effort on your part. So let me share something here real quick. So the highest paid network marketer in the world is a guy named Dexter Yeager. And he was with a company called Amway, and Amway went through what's called a legacy run. And I can't find can you see this here? Dexter's estimated earnings in 2010 to 2011 was 12 to 14 million. Did you see that?
Yep.
Okay, so let's just put that in perspective. Just in 2010 and 2011, he made 12 to 14 million. If we were to scroll through here somehow, some way, just in the essence of time, I won't do it. Dexter Yeager and his family, by participating in a legacy run with a company that sells soap, with a company that sells toilet paper, with a company that sells toothpaste, with a company that sells household goods, and nothing wrong with that by any means. Their family made $450 million. $450 million. Now, I don't need $450 million to live an exceptional life. But guys, we're the only, like, there's other companies that do what Amway does. They just have different materials in their products or whatever. They have different combinations of their goods and so forth. So we're the only company in travel, the only one period that's doing anything of any scale. We're 13 years in business, 40 plus countries in, $3 billion in sales already, hundreds of people that have already hit IMD. So we've already gone like this. And now we're about to go like this. And some of you on this line are going to be partaking in that legacy run. And you might look back 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, whatever that is. But in the next little bit, right, you could be in that hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, millions of dollars a year, hundreds of millions of dollars. And again, for me, like, I don't need hundreds of millions of dollars. I just want freedom, utter freedom. And remembering those numbers of some will, some won't, so what? It took 5 months of hard work to earn my freedom. Now that hard work was every single waking moment of my life, in between my job, my family, my career, my health, my all that other stuff. I was doing presentations and doing training calls. Hey, are you in? Are you in? Are you in? Are you in? But in 5 months, that was August 2013. And since Katie and I have been together, like, how many presentations have you seen me do? Maybe a dozen in the past 7 months. Like, we've been in 17 countries, checking off bucket list after bucket list after bucket list after bucket list, and still making a 6-figure residual income. So it's worth it. But this is the best time in the world to go do this.
Oh, if you haven't got goosebumps after that, like, oh my gosh, thank you, Michael. So exciting. And guys, I'm going to add just one more thing on top of what Michael said, given that we're all in the Oceania region on this call here, is that not only, oops, I don't know why this screen's, let me just try, oops, no, I don't know what's going on with the screen, but anyway, there we go, got it back now. So, oh my gosh, like, not only are we in the right place in the right time around the world for this legacy run in network marketing, like, I hope you're all sitting down. There is no one else building in Oceania. No one. Like, Lou Hardy has hit IMD with about 3 Aussies in her team because everyone else is in the Pacific, right? And you look at all the top leaders in Australia, they're not building in Australia and New Zealand. It's crazy. So we have not only the biggest opportunity of our freaking lifetimes, but in our market and in Australia, we spend more per passport on travel than any other blooming country in the world. So not only do we have the best opportunity in the biggest industry in the world right here in our home in Australia and New Zealand, we have a complete open market. Like, do you realize like how freaking amazing this is? So it's time to get excited, pay attention, and run like absolute crazy. Because you heard what Michael said, 5 months it took him to get to freedom. 5 months of working morning, nights, weekends, 5 months of working his ass off to the last 7 months of traveling full time with his beautiful fiance, now wife, like living the life of his dreams with complete freedom. So my question to you is, what do you want? And are you going to be one of those people who watch this happen for others and be sitting there in those 3 C's, comparitis, criticizing why you're not good enough? Or are you going to be one of those people who says, I'm going to have, you don't even need a piece of the pie. You just got to stick your fork in the pie and lick it. And you'll, you know, like the opportunity is absolutely insane. And guys, you don't have to be perfect at this because you're going to learn on the way. You know, like Michael said, some will, some won't. So what? Somewhere 6 are waiting. There are people out there hoping and praying for a miracle like I was 4 years ago, like Michael was 6 years ago, you know? So it's just a matter of having the courage, another C word, we're really on the C word today, aren't we? It's having the courage to take action even when you might be thinking that you're not good enough. But isn't it worth it? Like, look at the prizes, not only the prizes along the way. Like, we've had 28 freaking amazing holidays and experiences, but to be able to live Michael's life, like Michael's not even an IMD. Like, Michael is an RMD. So IMD might not be your point of freedom. Your freedom might be at marketing director. Your freedom point might be at regional marketing director. But hey, of course, the goal is IMD, right? Well, it's my goal. It might not be your goal. So guys, I hope that we have been able to inspire you today. I hope that, Michael's just said he's got to go. He's got to jump off. So, hello, Michael, if you're there. Thank you. You're amazing. So, guys, here's my request. Like, this is your life, and you got to live it your way. But this, I just want you to really know right now, we have just been given the most incredible gift. And the next layer, of course, is that we now have this $149 price point has been extended, which is insane. And then on top of that, this ATM group subscription to fund that we have so that we can leverage through technology just allows us to compress timeframes and go so much faster. So, you know, now with social media, like it just is so amazing what we have available. And if you're not already in it, we now have our subscription to fund university where we have this entire online training from, you know, multiple 7 mentors as well. So I know we've gone over 9 o'clock, guys, so I do apologize that we've gone a little bit over time. I'm so grateful to Michael for sharing today. And I'm so grateful to each and every one of you for showing up this morning on Easter Saturday, giving up some of your, you know, absolutely precious time to be able to join this call. And, you know, for Paul and I, like we call our team Team Infinity because anything is possible. And our wish for you is that your life is everything that you've ever dreamed of multiplied by infinity. And why? Because you are worth it. Because your family is worth it. Because your dreams and goals are worth it. And because your total freedom is worth it. So on that note, thank you guys so much for jumping on the call today. We love and appreciate you. And before you go off into your daily life today, who can you reach out to? Who can you connect with right now? Who can you reach out and compliment? Wish them an amazing day. Like, you know, don't just now be inspired and then go off and get sucked back into your life. Like, reach out to someone right now. All right, guys. Well, on that note, I'm going to end the recording. Thank you so much and have a wonderful weekend and a happy Easter.